with more Capitalism Lab. We're looking at Challenge Game 14, which is one that was just released with version 2.0 here. You want to pick a good company name. In this case, everybody wants their very own products. I'm upset because they took my both my picture and my logo. Okay, I was forming a plan of what kind of action we're going to take. Well, they started us high, but we only have 32 million. Am I missing something very important, like I already have firms? No? It's an odd amount of money to start me with, people. Alright. I mean, we're supposed to have started with high. Oh, not that. Oh, it reminds me though. Always got to re-enable autosave whenever you get a new patch. Game settings is what I was looking for. Just to show you that we have the very high startup capital. Or the high. Very high is 100,000. I thought moderate was 50. I mean, I don't know why we only have 32 million. That's already changing my plans now. But so what were my plans? Last game I got up the list of what we of what wasn't present yet. And I'll go through most of it and explain reasons. Trying to reference the manufacturing guide for you. Well, might as well start off with this one, because nobody's making dye stuff or textiles yet, and linen is present. Somebody has a flax farm. I don't know if he's shared or not, but my comment was textiles I've never been too happy with. As far as I know, only did it once back in the day. But you're also going to be running into leather, which is already saturated. There's too many leather producers. It just wasn't anything I'm interested in, particularly because I don't have a cotton farm, which will segue to the other crops. Somebody has a cotton farm, but not me. If they're not sharing, then I have to make my own. You can't start out with, it's pretty passive. You know, if it's a competitive game and you're trying to be the most competitive, it's a weak play to start out with products. It'll take anywhere between, about 6 months to a year before you even have the crop that you can start manufacturing stuff. And even once you get it all the way to retail, you're looking at a couple more months before it turns into profit. The crops just aren't fast enough to start up. Not to start up. They can be a great supplement after you're going. But so that's not what I'm looking at. And just for the record, the crops out there were lemon, coconut, sugar, tobacco, and strawberry. I will mention, just for kicks, let's say, after I get a bit of profit, I might look at going right into tobacco, just because there is paper available, and tobacco and paper. There's not paper. There's timber available to make paper. That's what I said. I was going to show you these things, not just talk about it. Might as well go straight for paper. There's timber available to make paper, And two of the key things that paper makes is tobacco and cigars, which, yeah, they are an industry all to themselves. Tobacco products. Yep, it's just cigarettes and cigars. I mean, that's kind of nice. Grow one crop and dominate a whole industry. But again, that's a crop. There are strawberries, lemons, coconut. I think the most productive one was sugar. Food, snacks. Oh, not as much as I thought, really, at all. All right. So I think tobacco is the only interesting crop. How do I talk about the rest of the stuff? I mentioned that the flour was a possibility. Here's flour, no sugar though. There's wheat available on a ship, so it's again the same situation where I might get away with it for a while, but I'm going to end up having to grow my own wheat, and it's just nothing I can't risk at the start. What else did flour make? Cakes, cookies, bread. Yeah. Okay. And okay, that takes me back to where I got two kind of plans. One's verging on steel and the other one's electronic products of all sorts. Because somebody quit producing their own steel. Now this is despite that I believe steel is available on at least one ship. What's going on? Steel. I'll be curious. There it is. Yeah, it's available someplace. Yeah, this seaport. And one guy was using it to make engines for his cars and motorcycles. Engines. That's not showing me that because he's not producing them anymore. Yeah. And I also noticed he was using them to produce electronic components. So what we need is to start up a coal and an iron mine, which would make steel, which he'd be making steel too. And I could sell those to him and he'll make the steel and use it for his own stuff. That's not what I want to do. I want to be in there also. So that's what I'm saying. If I did do that, I'd already be butting heads with somebody for all those, for half of the subcomponents, the steel subcomponents. But that steel is what's necessary to get the electronic components. I lied. Did I? Alright, good. So probably the primary plan is what you're looking at with the silicon. You take the silica, which I got to find out how many producers we have, which I'm pretty sure is just one ship. that is it. And you can also produce glass from that, but as I just said, we're interested in silicon, which there is none. I'll show you, make glass. All right. Silicon. And the silicon can make CCD, CPU, electronic components. CCD and a CPU and electronic components. Now, since this is currently a hang up, I'm going to take a, because it's dependent upon the steel, which I'm saying I can make it right now, but if the seaport steel stops, I'll be locked until I can buy an iron ore mine and a coal mine, and half of that steel is supplying somebody else that wants to make cars and electronic components is what he also wants to make, an opponent. Now I gotta try to remember, yeah, some of these texts aren't even known yet. Somebody knows it, but not me. A lot of people know it except for me. I don't know how to use a CCD, so that hurts for my plan. Well, let's check out CPU now. Wow. Just the desktop? That makes me sad. And of course the desktop then, this is the main thing I was looking for, is the electronic components and the steel. I'm going to pause. Okay, I had recorded some more, but then my computer crashed and I could not recover the file. So, just to recap, Tianjin has the largest population. It's the cheapest to build in. Other than farming, I can't make any resources that people aren't already using. While it's true they're not exploiting the steel and electronic components yet. That's what I'm looking at doing. So I decided to go the very risky way of going electronic components. They're very risky because I'm depending on a seaport for the steel and the iron and coal, and also for the chemical minerals. The chemical minerals we're going to be importing from Cincinnati. Now, this is just a high score one, and your personal wealth accounts for 10 times as much as your company's wealth, so I need to start getting some money to my CEO, known as me, Nick Knack. And you'll need public relations unless you're corporate branding, which I'm not doing. And the other three I can't afford right now. I can't afford to hire people. Okay. I wanted to build a centralized factory. Let me make sure I still got autosave on then here. Nope. Oh. Start of challenge 14. I probably didn't mean to do that quite yet, because the other thing I need was the silicon. Take your silica, that'll manufacture silicon. Then you take your silicon and your minerals and your steel, which you're going to manufacture electronic component, which will be sold and eaten internally. Perfume's not what I expected. That's because I didn't get to steel yet. And I started running, obviously. What's it? Oh, producing glass. There we go. I'll probably switch it right away now. Thank you. Just to explain my layout, later I'll put another manufacturing component for more electronic components just over here. All right. Now, I only built a tiny electrical factory, but I think I can get away with a huge computer factory. That costs us $7 million there, $6 million. This takes extra steel, so I'm going to keep this over here. It's both centralized and near the current steel. I mean, later maybe the steel will end up down here or something, but I'm relatively centralized. And it's more important right now than it will be later, to save costs. Sure, silicon too. This needs to be silicon. All right. No, we're not. That needs to be a CPU. This may or may not work out. My layout's still fine, but I don't know if... I don't know how much silicon's going to be available. I'm okay with it for now. Gotta let that run for a couple days so it sells. Thank you. Whoa, accidentally hit 5 instead of 4. Plop down a computer store someplace. Now, and there's something. I had mentioned it takes me forever to find the best place. And there was a suggestion to turn on the land value, which is what I always do anyway. It still takes forever. Because I gotta look for the 48. And see, there's 69. Even there's an 81. So you gotta look like freaking everywhere. Which is great fun. You know, hit the other dense places too. I mean, 81 there is exceptional. I'm sure I won't find anything better. But you know, but like if this 42 is the best I could find, I have to check every little nook and cranny. It's at 82. '81, '82, whatever. For media, you just go by the cost per million. I just learned recently in my previous video, 50,000 is fine for a slow start. You know, I didn't need the advertising at the time, but 25,000 is really bad. 50,000 I would consider a minimum. Now the problem here is that I'm going to run a little bit, couple days. The city average is already going to be so high. I have to get some kind of brand rating going. This is sickening. There's no such thing as profit. So they're selling as fast as they can. And I'm looking here, it looks like I'm not getting supply, but then you look over here. Over here it looks like I'm not getting supply. Over here I am getting supply. So I'm going to add another one. You only need to advertise it once at all, but I do think if I connected it again, I would double my advertise. I'd be spending $200,000 and getting the benefits of $200,000, but don't normally need to do that. Just advertise in one place for the city. I paused it. And I'll end this video as soon as look at our income statement for just this desktop computer retail store. I don't think we had a clean month yet. We probably just started one. But I'll see you next time.